Hola, from the west side. It is me, DC the Purple Diva. Welcome to Not So Random Chat. Happy Monday. Sorry I wasn't here last night, but I told y'all I was going to take those braids down, and I did. And then I kind of got caught up in some other very interesting YouTube chats that went late into the night. So I did not stream last night. But shouts out to Uppity Unicorn. Hey, Miss Mahogany. Shouts out to Uppity Unicorn. She had this most mellow, relaxing stream last night. The music was bomb. It was just like the perfect thing to end a kind of crazy YouTube day. And shouts out to her again because she is now over 900 supporters. So she is close to her 1K goal. So I will do anything I can help help her to get to that. But I'm so proud of her because she's really worked really hard to get her numbers up, and she's putting out some great content. So I hope everybody had a great weekend, and I hope that most of us were smart and continue to do our social distancing. Unfortunately, there were people in parts of the country that didn't do social distancing over the weekend because they were at the beach. Now, it appeared at the beaches that were in Southern California that there were some attempts to do social distancing, but you still had groups of like 3 or 4 people, so we'll assume that they were a family that were all together. Nobody was wearing masks. You know, they had as many people at the beach in Newport Beach, California, which was the beach that was open, as they would have on the 4th of July. They said that there were over 40,000 people on the beaches in California alone. And then I guess today, San Diego County decided they were going to open up their beaches. Now, granted, these counties do have a lower count of people who have tested positive, and they have a lower amount of people who have passed on. As a matter of fact, Ventura County has less than 20 people. 17 people to be exact. So I guess their rationale is that not that many people in their county have it. But that's because people have been doing the social distancing, and now they're not going to. So we're going to see how that works. We do also, in some parts of the country, Georgia, we had places such as the nail shops, the barbers, the tattoo artists, bowling alleys, movie theaters, and restaurants that opened up. Shouts out to the owners of Pascal's in the ATL who decided to not open up their dining in. They are in a predominantly Black area of the city, and they felt that it was in their customers' best interest that they keep their doors closed to in-restaurant dining. Smart of them to do that. And what I did see that at some of the restaurants that did open in Georgia, that they didn't have high turnouts, and that it appeared that people were doing some types of social distancing. In some cases, people were even wearing masks. However, I'm still not really that comfortable with it. And now we find out that there are several other states that are going to be doing similar actions this week, namely the states of Colorado and the state of Iowa. Ironically, the company that I work for has offices in Colorado and in Iowa. So we'll see if our offices open back up. I don't think so. Since we've gone through all the trouble to make sure that everyone's able to work from home. So I think that they're going to keep the office closed. I hope so. But that also leads to the next thing, which is that there are a great many states, including the state that I live in, and my hometown of Washington, D.C., that do not have what they should have as far as testing, according to, what World Health, who, and our federal government is saying they need to have as far as testing so that we can, make sure that we're testing everyone. However, states like Texas and the state of Washington are prepared. They currently have everything that they need to test every single citizen in their state. So my question is that why is that so disproportionate in this country? It's crazy. I don't think Michigan has enough. I don't think that Illinois has enough yet. And my prayers go out to the Green family. That's the family of the doctor in New York City that unfortunately took her own life. She was an emergency room doctor, and she had the virus and had recovered from the virus. But it appears that this pandemic that's going on is having a severe effect on the mental state of many medical workers, because they are around so much death right now. And that's why her father thinks that she took her life. She just could not handle the amount of death that she was dealing with. And there are health workers, other doctors and nurses who are saying that they are afraid that this is going to have a lasting effect on their mental health. Hey, Matt. Hey, Tutu Thing Thing. But it's just so sad that this, this brilliant doctor who was really, out there doing everything she could to keep people alive, couldn't handle the amount of people that she couldn't keep alive. And it messed her up mentally. I mean, you guys already know that during this time that's one of the things that people are really fearful, that there are people that will have mental health episodes during this time, either from having to deal with what's going on, or being in an office, being in a house by themselves, isolation. Let me just see what you guys are saying. I mean, that is just crazy. And then one of the things that I'm afraid of, you guys, is that, and I've said this before, that there will be people who will, hey, Zero, there will be people who will pass on during this time, and they will not have this virus, and then their deaths will be said to be from this virus. So, just I'm really concerned about crazy stuff like that. One second, guys. I'm gonna put you guys on mute for just 1 second. My son's phone's ringing. One moment. I'm back, guys. Sorry about that.
I'm okay.
I just asked him, to take his phone call upstairs so that you guys, that we don't all have to listen to the phone call, because that's generally how he does his phone calls. He does his phone calls so that we all are on the phone and we all are part of the conversation, because that's the way David likes it. But unfortunately, there was someone who's close to me who lost a loved one during this thing, and they did not die from this. And it was a young person, and we just found out about it today, so I'm a little sad about that, because they don't really know everything, but we do know that that's not what it was. I know you guys hear my son in the background. Sorry about that, y'all. It is the way it is. Let me just I'm going to jump into the chat from my phone, because I'm looking at the delay with. Yeah, I know a lot of people are having like virtual birthdays and everything. I know one of my friends had one, and then I found out about this app, you guys, called House Party app, that my cousins apparently are using. They used it and had a virtual happy hour with all of, a bunch of my first cousins on Friday. So I jumped on the Facebook page and told them, hey, hello, I want to be there the next time. So I downloaded the House Party app and friended all of them on the House Party app so that they could invite me to the next virtual happy hour. And they showed me all the pictures, because they all each had their own snacks, and they took pictures of the snacks that they had. And everybody had whatever they were drinking, it be it wine or something else. So I'm gonna try to I'm gonna try to do that with them, hopefully this week. Now today I did work on my next vlog for you guys. I'm still editing it, so it'll probably premiere tomorrow. And it's going to be just dealing with things that parents of kids, teens, or young adults on the spectrum can kind of do to with their family during this time of lockdown. Just giving some different activities and things that they can do that might help out some families. And I mean, there's simple things that I'm going to be saying in the video, but still, when you're dealing with this, a lot of people get overwhelmed and they don't even think about the things. So I'll just give like some suggestions, and I'm doing it as a voiceover, which is why it's not done yet, because I'm got my visual layout and everything, and I just got to put everything together, and I got to make sure that I don't talk too much so that my pictures and my words and everything kind of stay together. That's a lot of work, y'all. So that's what I'm still working on. So it should be up sometime tomorrow. I will premiere it. Just look and see what you guys are doing. But is today your birthday, Tutu Thing? Is today your birthday? Happy birthday! Is it your birthday and you didn't say anything? Oh, really? Happy birthday, Tutu. Happy birthday, Miss Pamela. Yeah, I think it's her birthday. You want to come sing happy birthday? Come over here so she can hear you.
Happy birthday
to you. Happy birthday, Miss Pamela. Happy birthday to you.
Yeah.
All right, you got a happy birthday from David. I know you can barely hear him with that baritone voice, but he came over here and sang happy birthday to you. Wow. I think I lost my music. Or maybe I turned it down. Yeah, maybe I turned it down. Let me see. There it is. Yeah, I think I sat on my music. I did. So it's in the background now. Happy birthday. Right now, yeah. Hey, Adelina. Hi, Adelina. I celebrated, February I celebrated my birthday. I celebrated it the whole month. I mean, every day that we're here is a celebration, but happy birthday. I know a lot of people doing virtual birthday parties. So cheers, happy birthday. I'm giving you a virtual cheers. A virtual cheers to you. I'm like, and after, I think we're probably going to still be in this thing past Mother's Day. So it's going to be a lot of mothers that normally get to go out to dinner on Mother's Day. I'm not one of them. Me and my sister usually do something different. But that, the restaurants, because the restaurants aren't going to be open by then, and no one's going to be that comfortable with social distancing, by the middle of May. So, and I think that's when they're supposed to start to do certain things. And so we'll see. I don't know. But it's going to be a very different type of Mother's Day for many, many. Especially because, with your older mothers, you don't want to necessarily get them sick. So you will be doing the ones, social distancing. I wonder how people are gonna handle that. I mean, I wonder if I'll even be able to go visit my mom's grave by then. I wonder if I'll even be able to go visit my mom's grave by then, guys. Because, right now you can't even go to the cemetery. Oh, wow. I just thought about it. Because, in my head, I'm just thinking, I'll be able to go see my mom's grave. But I'm like, no, I won't. I probably won't be able to visit her grave. Because, like, my yearly thing, is I go to my mom's grave on her birthday and on Mother's Day. I go other times, but those are the 2 times that I definitely am there, and I play her favorite song. And I just sit there and and her favorite song was A Song for You by Donny Hathaway. So I usually, just pull it up on my phone and play it. Even though I know she's not there, and she can probably, get him to play it whenever she wants as she's dancing around, the holy place. But, it's just something that I do for her on Mother's Day. And I'm just thinking I won't be able to do that this year if we're still in this, lockdown situation. Well, we will eventually tutu thing. We will eventually, after all of this stuff is over. I know, because remember, Jovi was going to be coming out here later, like, I think, next month or something? We were all going to try to see if we could get to her. So many things have changed. I mean, at the beginning of 2020, we were just trying to write 2020 off and everything. That was before this happened, and now we will be halfway through the year before I think we'll start to see any semblance. But there's a lot of states that are gonna start reopening up in the next week. Now, here where I am in Los Angeles County, it's really contingent around the largest city in Los Angeles County, which is Los Angeles. And they're talking about starting to reopen it in about 2 weeks. So they're starting from 2 to 6 weeks to gradually open up different things. So it's going to be interesting. I'm just concerned as to if we're making the right moves. However, have you guys heard about how Sweden is doing this? How Sweden never did any type of lockdown whatsoever. And their prediction is that by them, encouraging people to do social distancing, but not closing businesses, not shutting down their entire economy, that they will still come out around the same as us. But now, let's grant it, in their country, they have the capability to test everybody. And at this point, they have about 2,000 deaths. Which is about the same as some other countries that took the same amount, that took precautions that they're not taking. So do they know something we don't know about how to combat this? Now, granted, their, chief medical officer, his rationale is that this is not going away, and it's going to come back. And he feels that the best way to combat it is to do it, to deal with it this way, and not try to isolate, let whoever's going to catch it, as is basically his philosophy. But they are, however, protecting their older and people who have, I guess, pre-existing conditions. So they are protecting them, but the rest of the citizens, it's use your discretion. That's how Sweden is handling it. That's a very interesting approach. Because here's the reality, guys. Even if or when they get a vaccine for this, we all know that there's going to be a whole bunch of people who are not going to take that vaccine. And we also know that there are probably a number of people who got it and don't even know they got it. So I don't even know if maybe what Sweden is doing is not, a good thing for them to do, because they're a much smaller country, and I guess they have a better health system that's not going to collapse like ours. Maybe they're the only country in the entire world that had a healthcare system that was prepared for this. Maybe that's why they were able to do this. I don't know. But like I said, the county that I live in, my county, the county that I live in, we're at half. We're about half of what the total deaths is in the entire country of Sweden. Los Angeles County is almost at half that right now. And we're supposedly plateauing. And our, deaths are supposed to be, everything's supposed to be going down for us, like in New York. So maybe Sweden knows something that we don't know. But our government would never do that. And at this point, it's too late to do that. It's too late to take that method. Because number one, we did not have a robust enough healthcare system. We didn't. So there's no way we could do that. Hey, 1SP. Good evening. New Edition is getting back together to do another tour. So who's not going to be in the group? Who's not going to be in the group, 1SP? New Edition is one of my favorite groups. Is Bobby not going to do it? Ronnie, Ricky, Mike, Ralph, Johnny. No, that's all of them. That's all of them. Yeah, I just counted it out. One is Pete. I said, no, that's all of them. That is all of them. That'll be cool. Because see, if they're going to probably do the same thing like they did the last time. Now, because they'll have BBD, they'll have Bobby do his thing, they'll have Johnny do his thing. And, Ralph only had one album, so I don't know if he's going to, maybe he'll do his couple of songs, Sensitivity. And then they'll do the group stuff. That's like 4 or 5 different artists in one group. We'll see how that works. We'll see how that works. I would go see them if they came. I just hope that they'd be able to keep everybody on the tour this time, because the last time I think didn't Bobby somebody ended up not, didn't they kick him off the tour once before? I think they did kick him off the tour. Hey, Terry. Yeah, no, they are good together. I love everyone together with Johnny, because I think my personal opinion is that, go ahead, you can get you a piece. Cut it with the knife. Don't do it like that. He's trying to get him a cookie. It's one of those, those big cookies that cookie pies. Anyway, I feel that Johnny grew their group up because, Johnny always had the man's voice. And when he was younger, having such a mature voice worked against him, because when he first came out and he did that song, Super Love, and it sounded like a grown man, and he was only 16. So he was the one, he had to grow into his voice, because that's what made it so hard for him. It's like he should have been a breakout star from the very, very beginning, but his voice was like, he couldn't sing. It was like he couldn't sing songs that were age appropriate for him, because his voice would make them his voice was inappropriate to sing those kind of songs. Isn't that kind of crazy? And that hurt him at the beginning of his career. And when he got with New Edition, that was good for him as well as good for them. Oh yeah, it's great to see everybody on tour. Shoot, man. I mean, I'm a New Edition fan. N.E. Heartbreak. That's very true. And then BBD, they got honored at the Hip Hop Honors Awards. They got honored and came out there in their mid-40s, dancing the same ways they had when they was younger. I mean, they knew they could still do everything. They weren't huffing and puffing or anything, and they can still do the moves now. I think. Let's see. I think they're all. Yeah, I think everybody is at least 50. Because their goal was always to be like the Temptations. That's what they wanted. They want to be one of those groups that went on, and it worked for them, because they still here, huh? And their fans grew up with them. We all grew up with them, because when they first came out, I was like 18. Oh yeah, Poison. Poison was my song, Red Pill. Poison was the song. Poison. I love that song. Everybody loved BBD, because really BBD, even though they were part of New Edition, they were also part of the New Jack Swing. They were part of a whole nother, type of R&B, and BBD gave, Ricky a chance to get out there and show that he could sing too. It gave him a chance to get out there. What was that song? When will I see you? When will I see you smile again? That song. Yeah. But Poison was the joint. Poison was the joint. You knew that song, and even to this day, that's one of those songs you knew that song by the first couple of beats. Dun, 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 dun. You knew what was coming. And we used to skate on that song. Man, I love the backward skate on that. Flying around the ring. See, that was back when I was skating all the time. All the time. I skated when I was like skating like all the time. Y'all, I skated until I was 8.5 months pregnant with my son. He does not skate, however. He just likes to watch me skate. But he don't skate. Heads of States is going to make an album? Oh, yeah, I remember that. That's the other group. So they're going to probably put Heads of States in there too. I forgot about the Heads of States one. Because they only did like one album. Because then, because Johnny did the, he was part of, the thing with Keith Sweat and Gerald Levert too. But yeah, I forgot. Yeah, I have that Heads of State, that one CD. That would be good for them to do another one like that, because when Johnny put out his last CD he put out, he did one of the songs on there. He did it with the whole group. I can't remember what the name of the song was. Oh no, I love Ralph. But Johnny is my favorite because he's from DC, y'all. And I like Johnny before when Johnny became part of New Edition, I was so excited because, like one of my favorite, somebody who I already loved was going to become part of a group that I loved. And I knew that he was going to take the group to the next level because they wanted to grow their sound up. And, good, bad, or indifferent, Johnny got that kind of voice that will sing a woman's panties off. Y'all know, ma. Oh yeah, I like Tyrese. I like TGT with Tyrese, Genuine, and Tank. Now, I love Genuine. Tyrese, all right. And Tank is also from DC along with Genuine. Because Tank started out as a backup singer for Genuine. But Tank has a funky attitude. I don't like his attitude. That's what I don't like about Tank. He just has a funky attitude. Because you guys remember when Brian McKnight came out with that song called Pussycat. Remember that song? Yeah, said, let me show you how your works. Yeah, that song. And then Tank had started talking about how Brian needed to stop wearing a mohawk. He was too old for that. Never mind the fact that they are both very close in age. And then if you guys ever saw that show that was on Lifetime called Sisters of Hip Hop, one of the artists on there was signed to Tank. She's good too, but I believe he's part of the reason why we don't hear much from her. Light-skinned chick, I can't think of her name right now, but she's good. I think she's from New York. Her name begins with an S. I want to say Saida or Sitha or something like that, but it's spelled with an S. Yeah, he treated her wrong. He was supposed to be looking out for her career on that show, but he was more about himself and stuff. So again, don't really care for Tank's attitude. But he's from DC. I'll give him that part. But he thinks he's the you know what, and I don't. He can sing, but I don't even know why he was talking about Brian. Now, I have my issues with Brian McKnight. None of them are about his singing. You know, because I love him as a singer. Follow him on Twitter, follow him on everything. I like the fact that he's one of those artists that responds back to his Twitter fans and IG fans, probably because he can, because it's not like he's got millions. But I remember when he did that song, and the reason he put that song out was because his Twitter supporters told him, said, yeah, put that out, because he let us hear it and everything. And I thought it was so outrageous that I wanted him to put it out just because it was so outrageous. It was so outrageous. And I used to, when that song was out, y'all, this is how bad I am. I'm bad sometimes about certain things, I haven't been delivered from everything. but I am a saved woman. However, I used to like to play that song in my car, blasting it when it was out to make other people uncomfortable as I pulled up by them, having that song blasting. It was funny as heck because it was the summertime. So, yeah. Yeah, I'd agree with you on that, Matt. He is like a Stevie J. He, excuse me, doesn't do very well by his artists. But, the little hip hop artist, she's a straight code lesbian, so their relationship was strictly business. He just didn't do it right. And I just didn't think that was right. But yeah, she was on that song, that on that show, Sisters of Hip Hop, that came on for like 2 or 3 seasons. It was on Lifetime. It was on there when the Jermaine Dupri show, which, by the way, I believe has been canceled, first started. But I heard that, yeah, that Rap Game got canceled. That's what I heard. Rap Game got canceled. Cause y'all know that like the majority of those kids that won on that show, they didn't even sign with him. Starting with the first one who won, that chick Mulatto, didn't sign with him. Which one? You talking about Maya and A. Marie, Roberta Flack? All three of them are from DC. Along with Dave Chappelle, Martin Lawrence, and Tommy Davidson, and Duke Ellington, and Marvin Gaye. Y'all know if it's somebody that's from DC, I generally do know if they're from there. You know, now though he did some awful things, Louis C.K. is from DC too. He almost trashed his career. Who are you talking about, 1SP? Are you talking about Roberta Flack, the legend? Or are you talking about A. Marie or Maya? The chick who took care of Bobby Christina for Whitney. I don't know who she is. Who took care of Bobby Christina for Whitney? I know you're not talking about her ex-best or her sister-in-law. Oh, you mean Pat Houston? I don't know. If she is from DC, I'm not claiming her. I don't like her very much. Not a very nice lady. Personally think that those people misused money that was in Whitney's estate and did it right up under Sissy Houston's nose. Yeah. Pat Houston. Yeah, she could be from DC. I don't know. We probably don't claim her. Now the DMV claims Tony Braxton because Tony Braxton is from Maryland. And the Braxtons are from Maryland. You know, they out there in the part of Maryland that's between DC and Baltimore. But they act the Braxtons, they act like a mixture of DC and Baltimore ratchet. But they are definitely true in how they act. Because, yeah, they definitely are. She sure is in her 80s. She sure is in her 80s. I don't want to go on. I was like, but y'all, my personal opinion is that Bobby Christina, like her mother, were sacrificed. I just don't know who sacrificed they were. Was it Sissy's? Was it Bobby's? Was it somebody else's? Yeah, their labels fell off big time. They did. And did you guys hear that Diddy is getting ready, that he wants to try to do something like the Making the Band thing again? I think he started talking about it before all of this started happening. So I'm not sure where that's going to go. He is a saved man, but I don't know if he was saved at that time. 1SP. And Whitney was a saved woman. She knew the Lord. Yet and still she got that music business, and the drugs took her out of here. But I'm just saying, somebody, you know, and I'm just saying it for the simple reason of, well, we'll see. Now the guy who they blamed for Bobby Christina, well, he's gone now, so we don't know what he did, but he ain't here no more. You know what I mean? But at the time of Whitney's demise, allegedly, she was dating Ray J. I'll let that marinate with y'all. She was allegedly dating Ray J. So that's what I'm talking about. Because think about it, y'all. We may not hear a whole bunch of stuff. You know, y'all think with all that love and hip hop stuff, y'all think Ray J is balling. Do you hear me? He don't need love and hip hop. That boy has an electronic. He's an electronic device mogul. You know, and because I know we all know about the little ear, you know, his little ear thingies that he put out that have like this real excellent sound and everything, and they're like half the price of the Apple Beats and whatnot. However, that's not all he has. Yeah. So, and he wasn't balling like that back then when Whitney was around. And you know that Whitney had a very close relationship with Brandy. And nobody knows what was in that note that Whitney gave to Brandy. Brandy won't even talk about what was in that note that Whitney gave to her. She doesn't act like it didn't exist. She just won't talk about it. Nick Gordon is dead. Tutu Thing Thing. He died late last year. He was a very troubled young man. And I think that family used him as a scapegoat. You know, I'm not saying he was totally innocent. But that family, y'all, just saying. I think I told you guys like a long time ago in one of my other lives that one of my cousins was really good friends with Whitney. And, you know, in her drug lifestyle, you know. And that when my cousin got clean, she had to stop hanging out with her friend Whitney, or with her friend Nippy, because she never called her Whitney. She always called her Nippy. You know how I found out her friend Nippy was Whitney was because when she finally showed me a picture of her, I'm like, "That's your friend?" And then I met her one time. Yeah, maybe he was a loose end. I don't know. But we're seeing a whole lot of stuff. Oh, did you guys hear that there is a possibility that Bill Cosby might get out and be put on house arrest due to the corona? I remember before they were saying there wasn't any possibility. Now it's a possibility. Y'all, let me just say this. If they let Bill Cosby out and put him on house arrest, I bet that Harvey Weinstein will never have to go to prison. If they let one out, if they let the black one out, the non-black one will probably never go to prison. I'm just saying. So we'll see what happens with that. See if that even happens. Now I'm not trying to. I don't want him to get sick in prison and catch corona or anything, but he's a sexual predator. Just like R. Kelly belongs in jail, he belongs in jail. And I didn't stutter. I didn't stutter on that one. Now, I can still go back and watch The Cosby Show, and I can still, go back and watch all the movies he did way back in the day and everything, and laugh at them, think they're funny and everything. When I can find them, that is. Because, they pulled a bunch of his stuff. But some of it's still out there. Go check it out on, where was that we were watching? That movie, what was that on? Prime? Was that movie on Prime? With Sidney Poitier and Bill Cosby? Yeah. One of the movies is on Prime right now. One of his old movies with Sidney Poitier. Huh? Yeah, Let's Do It Again. And what's the other one? And Uptown Saturday Night. Both of those are available on Amazon Prime. And I can go watch those. Those are old movies, before he became this monster. Although, according to, the tales, he was doing it all along. Which is really sad, for his wife, my soror, Camille. But I wondered, did she know that this man was doing these things? Mm-hmm. Was she oblivious to that? Did she just think he was just having affairs with a bunch of women? Because I know she had to know he was cheating. That's the truth, Matt. You can't watch it now? Yeah, they this is the first time I've even seen any of his stuff, because I'm telling you, none of you couldn't even find anything with Cosby in it. You couldn't even find anything, not Ghost Dad, not nothing. And then all of a sudden, these movies popped up on Amazon Prime. In the Black movie section. Well, Camille comes a nice family in Philly. She didn't come from the same part of Philly that he did. And interesting enough, I have a Bill Cosby story for you guys. My great aunt, my father's mother's sister, lived in Philadelphia. She lived in Germantown. And her next door neighbor's daughter was dating Bill Cosby, you know, back in the day before he was famous and all this stuff. And he wanted to, you know, get serious. He wanted to marry her. Her parents would not let her continue to go out with him because he was too dark. Now, we all know that Bill Cosby is not really that dark, but he was too dark. And then he still ended up with a light-skinned sister, my soror, Camille. You know, but I think he's lost a lot. Think about it. He's lost several children. You know? And I'm not saying that he shouldn't pay for what he did. I'm not saying he shouldn't. You know, but if that man, Harvey Weinstein, doesn't get a similar or worse sentence, then they need to go on and let that man go on and do the rest of his time in house arrest, because ain't nothing he can do to nobody now. He's blind. He's old. And pardon me, he probably can't get it up anymore because of all the medicine he's taking. Because you know, some of those medicines, they cause issues. Yeah, all of their names started with an E. I don't know why he did that. I wonder why he did that, but all of their names started with an E. And then on the show, on the Cosby Show, where he had the same amount of kids, a similar amount of kids, and he did take some things from his own actual life and put them on the show, the kids didn't have names. Their names didn't begin with the same letter. But like the dyslexia that the son had on the show, on the Cosby Show, that was from his own son, Ennis, who was tragically killed on, I think it was on Sepulveda Boulevard. Like, yeah, it was on that track on Sepulveda Boulevard. He got a flat tire. That whole situation looked like a setup when his son was murdered. It just looked like a complete setup. Hey, a woman. How are you? Thank you for coming. Hey, Angel, I didn't see you come into the chat. I'm sorry. Thank you for coming to my chat, a woman. I like your name, a woman. Lawyers are not your friends, no. And you know, his money, the thing is, you got to think about it, his money was running lower. But the thing is that when that information was out, he had tons and tons of money. So he definitely was foolish to think that that would never come back to bite him. He was foolish to think that those court records would be sealed forever. Foolish. Because even though they say things are sealed forever, like even like youth records and all that stuff, someone somehow can always get anything open so people can use it against you. Hey, why Bizzle? Oh yeah, I just realized I am over my hour. You're right. I will come on so you guys can see me because it's about time for me to get off. Let me come on so you guys can see me. 1 second. Hey guys. See, I got my little Pocahontas braids today because I took my braids down. So I have Pocahontas braids for a minute. I don't know what the word on the net on the streets are. So much going on. He didn't do a prenup with an attorney. I don't know. You know, on one maybe tomorrow we'll talk about prenups. If you come through tomorrow night, we'll let's talk about prenups. You know, there's pros and cons to prenups. But guys, I'm gonna get ready to get off of here. Thank you guys so much for coming through. Thank you for coming through at the end, my Bizzle. I'm sorry I'm getting ready to get off. I've been on for like over an hour. And it's almost midnight here. But I will be back on tomorrow, guys. So thank you, thank you, thank you. Happy birthday again, Tutu Thing Thing. And until tomorrow, guys, as always, I want to offer you guys peace and blessings from the West Side. Everyone, please continue to stay safe. I don't care about all these people who are out on the beaches or in the restaurants and everything. I care about you guys, that we all stay safe. Anyway, I will see y'all tomorrow. Until then, bye.